Samsung may debut a trifold smartphone in 2025. Last October, Huawei released the first triple-fold phone in the world. Soon after, speculation started that Samsung will make its own trifold phone. A rumor from Korea's Jukhanosrive says that Samsung's version of a phone with a triple folding display will come out this year. This might mean that those plans are coming together. It is said that the new phone will be available in the second half of this year. They didn't provide a more exact date than that. Samsung's version is designed to fold in, like a poster board at your high school science fair, unlike the Huawei Mate XT Ultimate design. That solution might give additional security since the display would not be exposed as it can be with the Mate XT. Huawei's trifold has apparently suffered from screen cracking, according to CISA Journal, a phenomenon that might be blamed on the way display folds. Samsung Display has previously showed off trifolding designs with an unfolded display that measures either 10.5 or 12.4 inches. Additionally, the source indicates that Samsung will only build 300,000 total units of it. That modest number does hint that the triple folding gadget will not make a global debut as we may think. Specifically, Samsung might restrict the distribution to Korea or China as a test to evaluate demand in such a foldable. An unknown industry source revealed to CISA, since it is the first time they are releasing this form factor, they will likely be concentrating on development with a focus on perfection above all else. The other item we do not know is a pricing for the probable new phone. The Mate XT started at an eye-popping $3,000, albeit that price may be higher owing to shortages and a profiteering second-hand market. The CISA research predicts Samsung's trifold may have a similarly high price but not much more. There are Samsung patents going back at least as far as 2023 for triple folding phones, but patents may not often lead to real products. Fortunately, debate about the Galaxy G Fold does not stop with patents. While we believe we would see the Samsung triple foldable initially arrive in 2024, the rumor mill now suggests that the phone will be arriving in 2025, with that projection coming from various sources. It has only been in the last year that we have heard that this smartphone might be branded Galaxy G Fold, rather than the Galaxy Z moniker that pertains to Samsung's existing foldable phones, showing work is being made in marketing the phone as well as the underlying technology. We have no notion what the price of the G Fold may be, however we'd assume a price in excess of $2,500 when factoring for the price of the $1,900 Galaxy Z Fold 6, and then adding on additional. The Huawei Mate XT costs the equivalent of $2,800, so it is likely Samsung might charge considerably more. As for where you may acquire this phone, there is terrible news from the tipsters. The Galaxy G Fold might perhaps only be accessible in Korea and China, and even then just a tiny quantity will be created. This might make the G Fold exceedingly tough to get a hold of in the US, UK or Australia, perhaps forcing users there to wait for a second-gen device that would ideally have a broader, more numerous release. For what is it worth, the next Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Galaxy Z Flip 7 have been touted to come out in July. There is no sign that a Galaxy G Fold would be a part of any Galaxy Unpacked event unveiling those two handsets, but it would be something to keep an eye on. There is a big vacuum in our information when it comes to the exact technical specifications of the Galaxy G Fold, but there are still a few morsels to go off. Firstly, the G Fold will supposedly be an inward folding gadget, which means there should still be a separate cover screen on the opposite side of the device to the primary flexible display. An outward folding device, such as the Huawei Mate XT, does not have a distinct cover screen, but rather utilizes part of the folding display as the front screen when folded. As for dimensions, the G Fold might measure roughly 10 inches completely open, with a cover screen of 6.49 inches. That is on pace with Huawei's phone, and would fit with the benchmark established by the 6.3-inch outer display and 7.6-inch inner display sizes of the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Annoyingly, both of these panels on the Galaxy G Fold may lack pen capability owing to Samsung not adding the essential digitizer layer in the display. It is an unusual choice when you consider Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold devices have supported S Pens for years. But as a first-gen gadget, maybe the firm wants to get the fundamentals of the G Fold perfect before adding further difficulties and expenditures. Camera details are currently a mystery, but we would assume a similar layout to that rumored for the Galaxy Z Fold 7, with a 200 megapixels main camera, 12 megapixels ultra-wide camera, and 10 megapixels 3x telephoto camera on the back, and then a 12 megapixels front camera in a punch-hole notch on the cover display and a 4 megapixels under-display camera on the main display. It's comparable with the processor and storage specifications. There's nothing to go off of from the rumor mill, but it's probable Samsung will employ a Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, as we saw on the Galaxy S25 series earlier in 2025, and 12 gigs RAM, and at least 256 gigs of storage. Battery capacity is challenging to determine considering the odd form factor we are talking about. The Mate Xt's battery is 5,600 mAh, but the Galaxy Z Fold 6 has a 4,400 mAh capacity. So with an additional panel of space to place a battery in, ideally Samsung can cram in a few more milliamp hours to counteract the higher power drain of the bigger display. Charging is presumably a known spec, however, with the G Fold purportedly employing 25-watt charging like Samsung's previous foldables. It would be amazing if Samsung opted with their quicker 45W charging option instead, however. Triple foldables are still a new form of smartphone, as we witnessed at MWC 2025 earlier this year. But Samsung was at the head of the initial foldable phone wave, and it appears like the business will be a dominating force again as we transition from one-hinged phones to two-hinged ones. Samsung's Galaxy AI features might be free longer than we thought. Ever with the debut of the Galaxy S24 series in 2024, Samsung has spent significantly on Galaxy AI. With each flagship version, the business has included a variety of new AI capabilities, including some of our favorites. However, Samsung has continuously emphasized that Galaxy AI capabilities will be free only for a short period. For the Galaxy S24 series, Samsung stated that Galaxy AI will be free until the end of 2025. Many expected this would change with the Galaxy S25. However, the same end of 2025 timeframe still applies. Samsung hasn't defined what would happen after that, whether it will start charging for AI functions or what the price may be. But now, it appears the corporation could simply keep these things free eternally. Reputed Samsung leaker PandaFlash Pro on X claimed that Samsung may release all of its in-house Galaxy AI capabilities for free indefinitely. This excludes Gemini-powered features, which are within Google's control. But fundamental Galaxy AI capabilities like Live Translator, generative edits, and writing capabilities will apparently stay free. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer for the introduction of the Samsung Tri-Fold phone, very probably dubbed the Samsung G Fold, and a fresh rumor claims it's going to draw considerably from another incoming device, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. According to well-known tipster PandaFlash Pro, the speakers and the method they're built into the chassis will be the identical across both foldables. Presumably, this won't be very dissimilar from the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 too. What's more, the hinge mechanism is allegedly going to be comparable on both handsets, and both should have a full flat body. We're guessing that means the bumps and creases will be minimal, which is something that's previously been speculated. No doubt this is going to save some money for Samsung, since they can utilize more of the same components across the Galaxy G Fold and the Galaxy Z Fold 7, even if the former is going to feature an additional hinge and a third screen panel. Samsung has already teased a tri-fold device, so we know it's on the road, but we don't know much more about it officially. Brightness and wired charging rates are set to equal the existing versions, at 2,600 nits and 25 watt each. We would want to know more about this Galaxy G Fold smartphone in advance of its reported introduction this year, and maybe the Samsung tipsters out there will oblige when they can. But for now, we're kind of just glad knowing that Samsung is working on this type of phone. There's no pressure for the business to deliver this phone, not yet anyhow. So if Samsung can introduce a handset that's polished and bug-free out of the gate like Huawei, and unlike its initial Galaxy Fold, then we're willing to wait a little longer. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.